So what we have here is, in terms of a demonstration, are impairment goggles. These happen to be 0.08 to 0.15. So here's a good demonstration of what impairment feels like and looks like in terms of if you're going to get behind the wheel of the car, we're not going to drive, we're going to do something different. So hold on to that. Don't put them on yet. You hold on to this one too. Don't put them on yet. Now I want to make sure you guys are good sober. So here's a bing bag. You face him. I want you to, now don't bean at him, okay? You don't want anyone to get hurt. But underhand, throw it to him to see if he can catch it. Very good. So toss it on back. Very good. So that's done sober, right? All right, turn around and face them for a second. Yeah. That's basically what happens when you get pulled over afterwards. Look at them. How does it make you feel?
Weird.
Weird. Okay. On the count of 3, you're going to toss them and see what happens. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Toss at him, please. Would you ever drive like that? No, right? I was born on July 24th, 1970. On September 19th, 1970, my father was driving us home from Long Island. My brother, who was 3 years old, was sleeping in the back seat, wasn't wearing his seatbelt, because back in 1970, no one wore their seatbelts. They're always stuffed in the cushion below. My father was driving, my mother was in the middle seat up front, and I was in a little baby wooden carrier next to her, next to the passenger door. We were at an intersection at a red light about less than a mile away from our house, and we had the red light. When our light turned green, my father started to go through the intersection when a drunk driver plowed through the intersection and T-boned the car. Now, the force of the impact woke up the neighbors from around. When the first responders arrived about 10 minutes later, they found my father, they found my brother, and they found my mother. I mean, the force of the impact also totaled the car. And back in 1970, they built cars to last and split the car all the way up to the dashboard. Another 10 minutes goes by, and they found me. And they found me between the door and the dash of the car. Nearly every bone in my body was broken. My skull was completely fractured. So the fact that I am 47 years old today and standing here in front of you today is nothing short of a miracle. And today is my best day. This is my greatest moment today. Just like when you woke up today, today is your best day. My mother was taken into surgery, and due to my injuries, I was life-flighted to another hospital. My uncle said I had no neck. It was just my head sitting on top of my shoulders. My mother was 28 years old, a school teacher, died the morning of the 20th due to her injuries. So now you're looking at a mother's child who never knew his mom because a drunk driver took that away. I never had a chance to run home from school and say, hey mom, look what I drew for you, or hey mom, what's for dinner, or hey mom, I love you, because someone made that wrong decision that day. It's what drunk driving destroys and what we're trying to prevent here today with you. You know, I have this picture by my front door. It's in an 8x10. And I have the necklace the night she was wearing in the car crash on the side, and her baby bracelet that says Barbara. And every day I leave my house, I look at it and go, there's two things I think about. A, how I can make someone laugh, and how I can make a difference in someone's life. You know, I do my program for 3 main reasons. Number 1, I do it for my mom. Someone has to stand up for her. I can't let her death be for nothing. This is my life. I don't want this to be your life. We don't want this happening to you. Now, your prom time, graduation time should be awesome. You know, we want you to look at your prom pictures 20 years from now. And when you're the DD, it doesn't mean you have 6 beers and everyone else has 12. It means you have none. So my worst day, I got a phone call from my friend Andy, who also I went to college with, and he said, Gersh, Big John was in a fatal car accident. Just like you now know my story, and I would hope that no one would drive drunk after hearing about this. Big John was leaving a bar in Lakewood, Ohio, his 3rd bar of the night. The first police car missed John. The second cop car was in the process of pulling him over on a side street about 4 blocks away from his house when John lost control, went up on someone's curb and hit a tree. And John hit his head against the steering wheel and broke his neck. Now I had to call my other 4 best friends up and tell them our brother died shortly after getting to the hospital. We don't want your teachers making those phone calls, your coaches. We don't want your parents getting those phone calls. We already have a cure for drunk driving. What is it? Right, don't drink and drive. We already know it. And it's preventable. And you're making that pledge not to drink and drive, but you're making that pledge for yourself and your family too. And if you think you're too cool for a wristband, let me tell you someone who has one. That's right, this guy. So as you're leaving here today, Think about how you want to leave this world, because I know, look, it can be done at any point in time. I want you guys to hold up these two fingers for me. I want you to put it next to where your pulse is on your neck, and close your eyes. And I just want you to take a moment to feel that pulse, that heartbeat. Do you know what that means when you feel that? You're alive. If you're having a bad day, just close your eyes for a few minutes, feel your pulse, and feel how awesome it is to be alive. Because if you can feel your pulse, that's really the magic of life. You know, you ask any adult or any person that's been through a life and death situation, they go, oh, now I know what the meaning of life is. But why do we have to wait that long to understand that? We should always understand how precious our life is.